So this is our content marketing formula. It's a 6-part strategy that we've tested on several industries. We've done a ton of research and development, spent a ton of time and money and resources on testing out this formula, and it works every time. It's based on the 80-20 rule. If you deliver 80% valuable content and you only do salesy 20% of the time, people will click as much on your sales material as they will on your valuable content. So let me explain it to you. It's got company story, client story, helpful story, engaging video, interesting graphic, and promo feature. That's what we call our salesy piece. I always remember the formula because I call it the chick VIP. Okay, so company, helpful, client, video, interesting graphic, and promo feature. Okay, so let's start with company story. So in company story, what you want to do is you want to tell your story to the world. So you want to create it in a way that is really interesting for your reader. So company story should be about your, what's your company about? What are you guys doing behind the doors? Who are your employees? What do they like to do? Are they fun? Are they, so what you want to do is tell that story because people want to know you, like you, trust you before they walk in, before they contact you. They don't want to contact you and then find out later that you're not the type of business that they want to do business with. So talk about what's happening behind the scenes in an engaging way. So that means with articles that are just bullet points. So use some of the video, use some graphics to show, use pictures of what's happening inside, and not just pictures, but explain what you're doing. Next, we have client story, client or community story, depending on if you do work in the community. Okay, so client or community story is all about talking about the results you've achieved with your client, but in a way that explains what you do. So for example, if you're a dentist, your client story is going to be, these are the kind of braces we did, but these are the techniques that we use, this is how many visits came in, whatever you can tell that gives your reader an idea of exactly what the process is of working with you. Community might be sharing things that you're doing in the community. A lot of businesses support nonprofits and some are very active in the community and they don't talk about it. So let's talk about what you're doing in the community. If you're sharing your services, let's go back to the dentist example, then you want to say what kind of services, what impact that made, what organizations you're working with. Helpful story. This is one that a lot of people miss or they just don't do it quite right. And the same thing with all of these. So sometimes people are sharing about their company, but they're not teaching anything in the things that they're sharing. So this is the biggest piece here. It's everything here should be helpful, should be educative. It's called education-based marketing. And so in helpful story, what you want to do is tips. So what are your frequently asked questions that people ask? What fears or what objections do you get that you can share here? If you're not good at writing content, what you can do is make a video. So you can talk to a friend, record it. So that's one way if you don't like writing. Another way to get started is if you have articles that you like from other industry experts. So say you're a new expert and you don't have a lot of content. What you want to do is take pieces of really well-known experts in your field and then summarize it for the reader. Don't just share the link and say, hey, I found this great article. Say why, say what you thought about it. What are the key points to take away? Because then you're transferring that knowledge and that expertise to your own brand. And there's a ton of different ways that you can use helpful articles. In engaging video, you don't have to be scared of video. Videos are the highest performing piece of content. They convert 80% more than any other type of content. So what you want to do here is make quick videos. Maybe just set up a 2-minute tutorial and try to do that. Use the videos for all of these different pieces because video is going to be a huge driver of traffic, and then you can use those videos, as we talked about before, in your ads and retarget those audiences. Interesting graphics. So what we found is that when we share something visual on social media, it does really well. Okay, so with interesting graphics, what we can do is we can do quotes, we can do stats, industry stats, and make them really appealing and interesting. And the biggest part here is to make it in line with your brand. So we talked before about brand strategy. So this is the piece where you're sharing information through a visual that looks like your brand. And when you share each of these, you're going to have to find a picture to accompany each of them. And I would encourage you to try to find something, an easy template, an easy way for you to show your brand colors, your URL, whatever you can do to make that a cohesive brand strategy. And finally, you get to promote yourself. After you've educated your audience, you get to say something about you. So this could be a product feature. So you could talk about, let's say, with the dentist, Invisalign, that you offer Invisalign. Or you could say right here, make an appointment, do a booking. Because when you're sharing this whole strategy and you're only selling 20% of the time, it comes off more authentic, and that's what you want to get here. With promo feature, we've had companies do full spec sheets of their products. This is a good time to share it. If you only do this piece, it becomes really boring. If you only do the company story, it becomes really boring. So this whole combination together is what creates a winning content marketing strategy. Where do you share this? You share it on your website, and then you share a different version of it on social media, and then you share it on your newsletters. So that what you want to do is on your newsletters, email marketing has really high conversions, and so what you want to do is you want to share all this valuable content and make sure that your target audience is always looking forward to your messages, because you're sharing all these tips and educating them, and then they get it, that you're allowed to say, now book with us, or whatever the call to action is. Also, when you're creating all this content, what you're going to do is you're going to share it on social media, and like I said before, on your blog. So this is what you're going to do. Start with a blog on your website. So you want to share all that content on a blog on your website. Make sure your blog has a call to action on the bottom. So there's your call to action, and it leads someone to a sales page, so a booking with you or more information about what you're selling. You're then going to share it on social media. So your social media is going to have a link, www, right to that blog. So every social media post needs to have a call to action, and the call to action is read more. Make your social media posts long, share all that great information right in social media. People want to stay on the platform that they're on. They don't want to go to your website, but if they do want to read more, here you have more information on your blog. And then finally, that information there is also going to be shared in your email marketing to your existing clients and potential clients.